just a great feeling to know that I'm saving a part of this history that so many people just think it's garbage. I'm saving 80 to 95% of each building that would have otherwise been landfilled or rotting away because the people can't afford to maintain them.
John High has made it his mission to save as many old Pennsylvania barns as he can. He calls his Lancaster County business the Barn Saver. John's rescued more than 200 historic structures, either restoring them to their old luster or, in most cases, recycling the boards and beams into something new, like a house. For High, saving barns, or at least parts of them, is a kind of penance.
Well, I was working for an excavating company, and my boss would say, get rid of them because we're putting a development in. That meant the house, the barn, everything just bulldozed and sent to the landfill. And I would look through these buildings before we were to start them, and I'd just shake my head and almost made me cry.
After leaving his excavating job in the late 90s, John discovered his woodworking skills could be used to save barns, doing virtually all of the work by hand.
It's a little bit of a delicate process, but we actually draw up a blueprint of every beam in the barn, and then we put a tag on it so that every beam has a tag on it so that they know how to put it back together at the other end.
This barn that High is working on is more than a century old. Owner Greg Snell's grandparents bought it, along with the family farm, in 1940.
Well, as we've been taking it down, I'm thinking of all the times that my mother was telling me she was in charge of being up in the hay mounds when she was a little girl stomping the hay downs. They threw it up and all.
Snell says the farm was sold in the 1970s after his grandparents died. With the property being converted to a new development, Greg Snell asked the Barn Saver to salvage the pieces for posterity.
Well, it's going to be converted into a home, and it'll have two lofts in the upper where the hay mounds were, and it'll have a living area down below.
Brad Smith has been enjoying his converted barn for about 2 years. He said he looked quite a while for just the right one to resurrect.
Above all, I wanted to find one that was pretty pristine. Most barns you find and you take down have something wrong with them. There's just the age, there's going to be some sort of problem. Some are worse than others. This one was really in good shape.
Smith says there's a real charm in living in a home that's built this way.
The idea was to get the grand feel. This is actually how it would be set up, how it was set up originally, where the hay wagon would pull right in here and they would fill the barn with hay to either side.
Smith says it's a challenge to take an unheated, aging structure and turn it into a house with modern conveniences. Brad calls it the perfect marriage of old and new. But John High worked his magic once again. Some of the magic John makes with old barns has been immortalized in an illustrated children's book written by High's author wife, Linda.
Papa saves barns from bulldozers. Is there a lot to save, I ask? Papa nods, and I smile.
And that same satisfaction is something High feels every day about his chosen vocation.
It's very gratifying to know that I'm saving a piece of American history, and I feel so sorry for people that go to work and hate their job. I wake up in the morning, I'm ready to go to work to save another piece of our history and to just keep this thing rolling.